right, welcome in. This is DNS Flow number 2. Today we're going to be focusing a little bit more on going from the ground up in more of a staggered stance. And we'll warm up similarly to the same way we did last time. So go ahead and start off laying down on your back. And again, do whatever is necessary to feel like you're lining your body up. So adding in whatever props you need. And just start off with your knees bent, feet flat on the floor, and taking inventory of your body in this moment. Just kind of give yourself a few moments to tune into your body, just even realize you're in a body. Maybe even look around your space, notice the ceiling, notice the walls, see that you're laying on the floor, and just take a couple like cleansing breaths. So maybe in through the nose, filling up, and then out through the mouth, let it go. Do that one more time. Inhale through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. And then from here, go ahead and bring the feet a little bit closer. We're going to start with some pelvic tilts. So start by tilting the pelvis forward. You feel how that arches your low back, stretching the belly, and then tuck the tailbone and roll the pelvis back. So feeling how that kind of flattens your back to the mat. And just go in and out of that a few more times. Sometimes I like to imagine like I have a little marble that's dropped down into my pelvic bowl. And I'm just rolling that marble from my tailbone to the space behind my belly button. And then from here, bring your arms out wide, step your feet a bit wider, maybe like shoulder distance or a little wider than that. And we'll let the knees fall over to the left, let your gaze go to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, switch. Inhaling up, exhaling, switch. And just keep going for about 3 or so more, kind of moving on your breath. Nice and fluid, nice and smooth. Good, bringing it back to center. This time, bring your hands to your hip bones. Place your knees and your feet together. And then place your fingertips to your hip bones and your thumbs to your rib cage. And just gently draw the front of your rib cage down towards your hip bones, just a little bit. From here, can you let your shoulders soften? And again, kind of let your head relax down. You're going to create that little bit of intra-abdominal pressure. So feeling into your waistline with your hands, thumbs point back. See if you can expand into this area on the inhale. And just kind of keep some of that expansion as you breathe out. From here, allowing one knee to open out to the side. Keep your torso as still as possible, and then hug that knee back to the midline. And then we'll go to the other side. Opposite knee opens out to the side. And again, if we imagine that marble drop down in the pelvic bowl, we can imagine trying to keep that marble right in the center. So avoiding it from rocking side to side, really being deliberate about this movement. It's all about creating pelvic stability. Starting to activate through the core. Just simply by resisting from falling to the side. And you relax through the shoulders, again the neck, feeling that rib cage connection down towards the hip bones. Go for one more to each side. Good. And then from here, just place your hands on your shoulders, do some elbow stirs, circling them around, big circles. And then go the other way. And then reach your arms up towards the sky. Bring your legs one at a time up to tabletop position. And actually pull them up and back just a little bit further. So allow your whole back now is connecting to the floor. And we're going to just bring the right knee forward a little bit further, so more like a tabletop position. We're going to circle that knee around. So stirring that hip in its socket for about 3 to 5, and then switch directions. And again, resisting your torso from rolling all over. Keep that marble right in the middle of your pelvic bowl. Go ahead and bring your right leg back up, and the left leg goes forward, stirring now in that left hip. And breathing. Switch directions. Again, staying as still as possible, isolating that movement in the hip joint. Bring the left leg back up. And then from here, connect hands into the front of the knees and create a little pressure there. Notice how just pushing your hands and knees in helps to activate and make that core turn on a little bit more. You're going to keep that connection on the left side, but reach your right arm and leg away from each other, and then hug back in. Connecting to right side, reaching with left side. And hug back in. Just keep passing it off from left side to right side. Maintaining that pressure, almost like a magnet. Maintaining that neutral spine. It's tempting to kind of flare the rib cage up in this position, so just keep connecting, thinking rib cage back into the floor. One more on each side. Good, and then hug your right knee in towards your chest. Reach your left leg long on the floor and circle that right ankle around. In one direction, big circles. Don't speed through this. You really want to make these ankles stay mobile for the long run. Circle the other way. And then hands behind the thigh. We're going to flex the ankle, pushing your heel up towards the sky, straightening your leg any amount, and then point the toe and pull the knee back in. Flex and push up, point and pull in. Once more. Flex, push up, point, pull in. Good, and just give your knee one more little hug. And then we're gonna switch sides, so reaching left leg long, pull the left, or right leg long, pull the left knee in, and circle the ankle. And the other way, if you're anything like me, you have a lot of cracks and pops going on right now. Totally normal. Hands behind the thigh, reach your heel up, and then point your toe and pull the knee in. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, pull down. Once more, inhale, reach up, and exhale, pull in. Good. And then place both feet back onto the floor. We're going to take the headrest off, setting up for some bridging here. Arms down by your sides. Take a breath in here. And on the breath out, go ahead and tuck the tailbone. Squeeze those sits bones together and roll up into a bridge. Take a breath in at the top. And then on the breath out, we're actually just going to hinge halfway down. So hinging from the hip crease, lower maybe 3/4 of the way down. Maybe a little tap, and then we lift right back up. Let's go for 10. Really see if you can root into all four corners of your feet for this, and feel the glutes engage as you push your hips up. Let's go for 3 more. 2 and 1. Take a break, just lower all the way down, whether you roll or you hinge. I don't mind, just choose one. And then we're gonna come right back up. So coming up into your bridge. This time, we're gonna root into the right foot and lift the left leg up and back towards the chest. From here, bend your elbows and keep pushing the left elbow down into the floor, lifting the right elbow away from the ground. It's kind of like you're in a running position here. And then we're gonna lower halfway down with the hips and then lift back up, pushing into the right foot, the left elbow. Lower halfway, press back up. Good, 3 more. 2 and 1. Good, lower the right elbow, the left foot, and switch sides. Rooting into left foot, pull the right knee towards the chest. You can always take a break if you need to before we get to the other side. But if you're setting up, this time the left elbow is lifted, right knee's pulling back, right elbow's pressing down, and then we lower the hips halfway down, push into right elbow, left foot to lift back up. Really squeezing out that engagement in the hip, in the glute, left glute. Last 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and lower the foot, lower the elbow. This time reach your arms back behind you. Slowly roll all the way down through the spine. If you'd like your headrest back, this is a good time. And then bring your legs up to tabletop, arms up towards the sky. From here, we're gonna reach the right arm to the right, look there, and then roll there. And then reaching back up, lifting and rolling back onto your back. Reach to the right, look there, roll there. Reach up and press back. Reach, look, roll. This time we're gonna stay on our side. And take a moment to get comfortable here. So for some of us, we like to stay with the pillow under the head. Might feel more comfortable to place the arm under the head. Either way, just finding a position where your knees are bent just below hip height and your feet are bent, or your knees are bent, so your feet are kind of in line with your spine if you're to draw a line down. From here, we're just going to kind of test out the mobility of that hip joint, lifting and lowering that top knee. So the top foot is stacked over the bottom foot, but we're not necessarily pushing into it for leverage. Think of this more of like checking out how much range of motion you have to lift and lower that knee without rocking the hips back. So we're trying to keep the hips nice and stacked here. We have about 4 more. Maybe you can even imagine that hip moving in its socket. What does that look like to you? Last 2. And last 1. Good. Now lower the knees down, or the top knee down. Take the arms stacked on top of each other. You're going to reach that top arm forward and then circle it up and around. And for this one, we're just going to continue to circle the arm all the way down to the hip and then back forward again. Option here to follow the gait, or to follow the hand with your gaze as you move. Go for about 3 more. And again, just kind of allow this to be really fluid, to feel really good. Last one. And then kind of find that perked up position, that upright position through the spine. And we're going to roll ourselves back onto the back and go the other way. So reaching left arm to the left, look there, and then roll there. And then push yourself back. And again, reach, look, roll, and push back. Once more, reach, look, roll. And again, get yourself comfortable for this side lying glute work. So our knees are again just below hip height and our feet are tucked back behind us. We're just lifting and lowering that top knee. And trying to keep the hips stacked. So it's really tempting to just move the whole body here. But again, we're trying to isolate this movement in the hip socket itself. And just go for about 3 more. 2 and 1. Lower the knee down, reach your arms forward, and then going for our circles. So reaching that arm forward, really stretch it out, and then circle the arm up and around, maybe following the gaze, or the hand with your gaze. And it's like we're doing a really slow electric guitar move here. Once more, reaching, circling up and around, and then bring it back forward and roll yourself all the way back onto your back here. Now, from here, we're gonna roll to the side and press up from the forearm to the hand. So reach to the side first, and then roll yourself up, forearm, then hand. And put my headphone back in. Now, we're going to do kind of like a modified side plank position here. So first of all, just make sure your hand is in a position that feels good for your shoulder to stabilize. We want to make sure we're not sinking into this shoulder. We're really using our muscles and stabilizers surrounding to keep it nice and stable. Crown of head lifts up, and then lift the hips, pushing them forward into kind of this modified side plank position, and then lower back down. So a little tap down and then lift. And let's go for about 4 more. And I mean, the top arm is just kind of for counterbalance, so it can go wherever, but it's kind of helpful to have it reaching forward as the hips go back. Good, last one. And then from here, we're gonna take this top foot and step it forward for a tripod position. And then from here, take your left hand onto your chest, open your chest towards the left side, lifting that elbow towards the sky, maybe the gaze, and then rotate the chest back down towards the floor. Rotating up, rotating back down. And again, all the while we're staying nice and stable through this right shoulder as we mobilize through the spine. And the next time we turn the chest towards the side, reach the arm towards the sky. Imagine you have a rope you can grip onto with your hand and pull yourself up into a half kneeling position. Reach your arms forward, send your hips back, stretching the back of your left leg, and then pull yourself back forward, making fists with the hands. Reach forward, maybe the backs of the wrists touch, and then pull back. Hips come forward. 2 more. Last one. Good. And then from here, place your hands down, just on the inside of your left foot. Tuck your back toes under and float your knee off the floor, your back knee. Now, lift the chest a little bit higher than the knee. So So you're in a diagonal. You can kind of see from my back foot out through the crown of my head. I'm just this long line. And then hold there, reaching your arms back behind you. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Chest reaches forward, rooting through that left foot. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the hands down. Lower the back knee to the floor. And then from here, we're going to step back to our side plank position, our modified side plank. We're going to sit the hips back down, and then we're going to lower down forearm and then back. We'll do it all on the other side. Reach your left arm to the left. Look there, roll up to the forearm, then the hand. And then from here, going into our little bridge series, or our side bridge. So we're pushing the hips up, side plank, modified side plank, and then we're setting the hips back down. Just go for about 5 or 6 of these, making sure that left shoulder stays nice and stable. Really, we feel that left glute, the bottom glute working. Last one, pushing up, look forward, and then step the right foot forward. So you're in this tripod position, right hand onto the heart. We're rotating the chest towards the right, elbow up towards the sky, and then back down towards the floor. Rotating up, rotating down. Pairing this movement with your breath at all times. And last one, rotate up, reach your arm up towards the sky, grab hold of your imaginary rope, and then pull yourself up. Reach your arms forward, hips back, and then pull yourself back up, thrusting the hips forward. Arms reach, hips back, pulling forward. 2 more. You can even treat this like a dynamic hamstring curl. I guess all hamstring curls are dynamic, really. But you got what I mean. You can kind of create your own resistance there. All right, from here, we're gonna go ahead and place the hands down on the inside of your right foot. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee, come up onto the fingertips, and dart the crown of your head forward and up. Arms reach back, shoulder blades shrug down the back, chest reaches forward, holding, breathing. Imagine your legs are pulling together like they're trying to scissor towards each other. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands come down on the inside of the foot, lower the knee to the floor. Go ahead and step back to your modified side plank. Set the hips down. Hand goes forward, elbow down, roll onto your back. All right. Adding on, reach your right arm to the right. Look there. Roll up to forearm, then hand. We're going to step forward into that tripod position. Come all the way up to half kneeling position. From here, tuck your back toes under, reach your hips back, arms forward. Look at something you want to get to. So I'm looking at that wall, that's my goal to get there. Then I can use that as effort or as a way to stand up. So we're going from here, looking to where we want to go, and then that's what helps us propel ourselves forward. Standing all the way up. Just kickstand your right foot back behind you. You're not going into a lunge, you're just going into kind of like a split position. So it's just a little, like maybe an inch or 2 behind your front heel. And then do a few squats. Squatting down, stand up over that left foot. Squat down, stand up over the left foot. Go for 2 more. Last one. This time, squatting down, place your hands down on the floor, and then step your feet back for bear position. In this position, we have that length through the spine. We're externally rotating through the shoulders. So spinning the biceps forward towards the head, and then rooting down through all 10 fingers. From this position, draw your knees forward, your gaze forward, coming into hover, and then back to bear. Knees stay bent the whole time. It's just kind of hinging forward and back. Last one. Good. And then lower your knees all the way down. Send the hips back for a brief child's pose. Take 2 to 3 breaths here. Come back up to hands and knees. And then step your right hand closer to your left hand. Tuck the toes, float the knees up. Transition onto your right hip. And then lower down elbow, lower down back. And we'll do that all to the other side. Left arm reaches to the left, look there, roll up to the forearm, then the hand. And then step forward to that tripod position. Grab hold of your rope, push yourself or pull yourself up into your half kneeling position. We're going to tuck the back toes under, reach the arms forward, look at something you want to get to, and then step there. Cool, easy peasy. From here, stagger your left foot back just a little bit and go for 5 squats here. Staggered foot squats. Squatting down, the weight is about even between both feet, but as you stand up, see if you can put your weight into the front foot. Almost like you're stepping forward. Last 2. And last 1. Squat down. Place your hands down. Step back to bear. And reestablish that intra-abdominal pressure. So you want to feel a sense of like filling up into this corset. Like if you're wearing a corset, you're expanding into it in all directions evenly. And then maintain that. Spin your biceps towards your head, wide across the back with your shoulder blades, and then pull yourself back forward to hover and back to bear. Forward to hover, back to bear. Forward to hover, back to bear. And then forward to hover, lower the knees all the way down. Send it back for child's pose. And then lift your head, walk your hands back towards your feet. And just take a couple minutes or maybe even just 1 minute to either come to a comfortable seated position or even laying down on your back. And just tune back into your body. See if you can notice yourself and how you feel now versus when you started the class. Maybe a little bit more mobile, maybe a little feeling of grounding since you're rolling all over the floor. But just in general, give yourself gratitude for showing up for you, and hope you have a great day.